Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have another banned episode. Yes, my favorite series on the entire channel. I love doing these, especially when you get people raging because of their own problems, basically. They mess up, they fuck up, and then they rage at the team. Now, this game, you can see the two mediums go the medium route. Like, okay, fair enough, but everybody else all comes this way, you know, and there's no problem with that. I know mediums should go mediums. The enemy have two mediums, you know, it could work out, or it couldn't. It's just one of those things. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. As it happens, the medium route, there is some heavies that go that way. Now, there is a little bit of bad play as well on the heavy side of things. So you already know, I've already spotted it, that most of the team have gone that way. You can see them, the tank destroyers there, well, at least one of them, and there's only 2 tanks around this side of the map. Now, there is 5 tanks here. In total, there's 5 tanks against 2. They should have took these out a lot quicker. They could have rushed them. They should have rushed them, took them out a lot quicker. But, you know, it is what it is. And you can see the standard B isn't happy because he went on his own with the other medium and they got ripped apart. And he rages. You know, sometimes it's not even about bad gameplay. I mean, if you look at the setup, there's 2 mediums on each team. You know, if you go the medium route, which is normally the case, right? If there's 2 mediums there, I mean, look at that, the N-word, blah, blah, blah. But if you go the medium route and the enemy 2 mediums go the medium route, it's kind of like a 50-50. You know, if you come off best, then you can flank. It happened to be this game that some of the heavies and tank destroyers went the medium routes. You know, it happens, and sometimes you do have to sit there and think, okay, fair enough, you know, it is what it is. There's nothing really out of the ordinary. There's nothing really too bad about it, especially for him to be saying what he's saying now. 1 versus 5, the other side of the map. Well, it wasn't 1 versus 5, it was 2 versus 5. But both mediums are raging at the rest of the team. Now, instead of raging, why couldn't they sit there and think, you know what? Let's just go the heavy. Everyone's going heavies. Let's go heavies and rush. Let's just rush them. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And sometimes you can't sit there and say, oh, the mediums are noobs, the heavies are noobs, because it is just one of those things. It was unfortunate that the medium side, that it was overrun. It's just, again, it's just one of those things. It happens. For the standard B and this guy here to be raging how they are raging, honestly, they both should be banned. More the standard B because of what he was saying. But yeah, I mean, overall, they've done a good game. I mean, there's some shots there, like it's unfortunate. But at the moment, it's a 3 versus 3. The standard B is still raging. And this is, I suppose, a good thing about the EU server. When you're dead, you can't talk. And it stops this kind of thing. Obviously, I don't like that because it stops the content, because majority of the time that is when people rage. I mean, look, that's still going. It's a 2 versus 3. I wouldn't go for the IS-7 there. I would have gone for the Kampfpanzer 50T, just a little HE shot. But at least there's now 2 one-shot tanks. That Jagdpanzer E100 has actually survived a long time. He's done a decent job. And finally, we are going to kill the Kampfpanzer 50T, leaving just 2 tanks left. They're winning on supremacy points, and this shouldn't be a problem. But they are still, even though they're going to win, they're still raging. The mediums are still raging, and they're not happy. They couldn't have just sat there and think, you know what, fair play. Good game, guys. Good game. We messed up, you know, we tried to go the medium route. It didn't work. I'm sorry. They don't even need to say sorry. It's just one of those things. And overall, that was a pretty solid game. Especially from our 60 TP there. Over 5,500 damage. does he get the mastery badge? And yes, he does. So well deserved. And if we just have a look at how the medium's actually done, yeah, they didn't do too well. I mean, the standard, they can't moan if they get overrun, but yet the Kampfpanzer 50T only gets 1 shot out. The standard B only gets 2 shots out of a 3-shot auto-loader. They need to look at themselves. But overall, good game. The enemy actually had a good game. Apart from that Waffle, who done 0, the rest of the team done well. So good carry and Wargaming, ban those 2 guys. Now, this battle, we're going to look at the Foch and we're going to look at the VK. Now, again, some of this, I'm sitting here thinking, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it's not just them 2, it's more the team. I'm thinking, what are you doing? So this side of the map, 4 massive tanks. Of course, the E100, the VK, the Foch, and the Badger. There is 4 big tanks that have come this way. 2 with, 3 with a big gun and 1 with a massive DPM. And then you can see it here in a minute. That 50B, he manages to get 1 shot, 2 shot that bounce. Is he going to get another one? 3 shots that bounce. Is he going to get another one? 4 shots. He has managed to get his whole clip out without even getting looked at. And there's 4 big tanks plus the Concept 1B. But that's not what we're looking at. These 2 here. For some reason, these guys just decide to block each other. I mean, I think one of them wasn't happy because one of them was sat behind. But at the end of the day, when you've got 4 tanks all coming sort of so close to this wall, you're going to hit each other. Look how close they all are together. Not just them 2, but the Badger and the E100. Just look how close they are together. And they didn't like it. So the Foch decides to turn around, start blocking the VK, and that is what he does for the remainder of this battle. No idea why. Honestly, I have no idea why. Maybe because the VK was sat behind him trying to hide like all the other team were, and the Foch, to be fair, was the only one that sort of went out and exposed himself, I suppose. But yeah, he's really not happy, is he? He's really not happy that he was being, I wouldn't even say he was being blocked, to be fair. I wouldn't say he was being blocked. It was just, they were all together. They hit each other. It is what it is. It's unfortunate. And now these guys are coming around and they're just going to sit there thinking, a rear of a Foch. Nice. And just get some free damage. And of course, that is at that moment the Foch decides to turn around a little bit and try and get out of the way and then just hide behind the VK. I mean, again, he's not even looking at fighting. All he's looking at now is blocking the VK, and there's no need for it. You know, there's no need for it. They can all blame each other. And what's more funny, I know it's a 5 versus 6 at the moment, but the enemy have 3 bases. They have 3 bases. They're on 900 supremacy points. No one wants to cap. And then as soon as it gets to 900, they're capping D. The E100 pipes up bases. Well, it's a bit too fucking late for that now, isn't it? Like, they're just about to catch their 4th base, 900 supremacy points, and then you say bases. Well done. Well done. I thought that was funny. I had to add that because I thought it was funny. But Wargaming, ban these guys because they don't deserve to play the game. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69 and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.